local radio station, let them know. Tell them to check out www.nightdreamstalkradio.com, and thank you.
Good evening, or morning, depending on your time zone. From the Pacific to the Atlantic to you worldwide. Get yourself a cup of java and find a comfy, easy chair. And get ready for Gary and his guest on Night Dreams Talk Radio After Dark. And now, here's Gary.
And here I am. And boy, that golf club just went out of my hands. But, I'm just thinking here, if you think about how many people think that they're actually capturing a UFO when it could be, truck lights, car lights on the side of a mountain coming down. It could be commercial aircraft like Bruce Maccabee said, that are coming towards you and you see those lights. And at a distance, you don't know if it's a plane or not because you can't see the plane in the dark. But you can certainly see the lights. And then as the plane makes a turn, all of a sudden now you no longer see the lights. So you think this UFO was like this vanished. But, there is a lot of people, I'm not saying the guy's a hoaxer in Las Vegas, but I just find it very strange that the guy has captured so many supposedly UFOs off of Las Vegas, which, Nevada is probably one of the least states for reports of UFOs in the country. But I find it this unique that somebody's able to almost go out all the time and get, videos of UFOs. And you can clearly see on the one, it is a helicopter because I have analyzed one of his videos that this object is going on the side of a mountain, above Las Vegas. It comes to a stop. And it's at a stop for so long, and then it goes a little farther, and it comes to stop. Now, I was told by the Air Force that that's what is doing. The helicopter is stopping and checking for radiation at various areas, and that's what the stopping is. Again, you can see the lights. I don't think UFOs are going to be having lights flashing and all this stuff, the same colors that what's on our commercial aircraft. I just don't buy that. Why do they wouldn't need it?
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
Some of those videos, I was going to say, did look like helicopters. But go ahead, James. I'm sorry.
I was going to say exactly. Plus, I did some research on that a while back and did find out that they do check the area of the hillside, like Gary's saying, for radiation. And the helicopters that they use, there's a lot of high-tech. They're not your regular helicopters, so they may have different lights or may look different or be different speeds or whatever, but that's a good point. You're mentioning, Gary, how the angles, like Bruce said, from one way, then it disappears. That happens with a lot of other craft, too. Plus, there's a lot of different drones out there, even commercially, that people can get and dress them up, and you would swear from a distance that, that's some kind of UFO, and it's just somebody having fun.
Yeah, but, this, though, you can clearly see it's a large object. But the angle it moves, too, if you analyze the video, it's the same type of angle a helicopter takes. When I've been on a lot of helicopters when I was in the military. Every time they take off, from hovering, the nose of the helicopter takes a dip.
Yeah.
You don't see it go up, you see a dip, and then it comes up. Well, on that video, that's what you see. You clearly see the dip, and then it moves on.
Yep.
So otherwise this guy has broke the world record of capturing UFOs.
And in this day and age with all the terrorist threats and everything, they wouldn't take but very many of those unidentifieds, and there would be some, I would think, a lot of F-17s or something flying out there to investigate.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what the Air Force told me. If there were sightings of UFOs out there, and the guy, clearly, even the guy at the Air Force laughed. He knew everybody knows who the guy is. He's made a very good name of himself. And again, if you want to go pay to look at his videos on YouTube, that's fine. That's fine. But I can tell you, he is a world record holder of capturing UFOs. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he is.
And you know what? It gives people who are seriously investigating, okay, it gives them a funny feeling when somebody does that. That's all I can say.
Yeah, it does. It definitely does. That's for sure.
Yeah. So I just wanted to clear up because a lot of people didn't realize that. Because even me, I get a lot of reports during the week of people seeing UFOs. And they always describe the colors, which, our aircraft, commercial, military, have lights on it. And those marker lights are there for a reason. Okay?
Exactly.
And those colors are there for a reason, along with the headlights on the wings of the plane. They're to be seen and all that identified. Now, I can't believe these UFOs go for the same color combinations that the FAA requires for all commercial and military aircraft. I just don't buy it. So when I start hearing about certain colors and lights and stuff like that, certain color lights and stuff, I go, okay, it's a commercial craft. Thank God Bruce Maccabee backed it up. That's what he used to do. He used to analyze, pictures and photographs and negatives, before they had digital.
Yeah.
The guy's an expert. So, I trust what he says, plus, what I have analyzed on my software. Okay. I have only had maybe one in the last 2 years of somebody sending me a picture that I couldn't debunk it. I looked at it and tried debunking it, and I really think it was a real UFO. But most of them, I find it strange. I had one guy, I blocked him off my email account and took him off of my Facebook account. Every single morning, he would get up like at 5 o'clock in the morning. You know what he would send me by 6 o'clock in the morning? A UFO. And most of the time, I would zoom into it. And I would say, oh, my God, that's a helicopter. Oh, that is a Piper Cub. That is something, I don't know. Now, anything else you got interesting, Ryan?
Yeah, I got two things I wanted to mention two things real quick. It's funny you say, that guy about him having all those videos. And then you also have the people that, I guess, review them and stuff like you just said. You looked at them and, saw it was a helicopter. I had a guy, because I have a video, of something chasing an orb, and he actually looked at the wrong one and said the helicopter was the UFO. So you got to watch out who you're bringing them to. But second of all, did Bruce mention what his wife captured? Did you guys talk about that at all?
No, that'll probably be the next time he's on. He wants to come back on.
Okay. Yeah. Hopefully you guys talk about that, because that is a very interesting topic, I guess. It has to do with missing 411.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
That's the next thing. But I'll tell you what. Last night, Bruce was more open and talked more things than he ever has on the show. And he's been on about 6 times. And last night, he was just a walking encyclopedia.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I got one more sighting for you here. All right. This one here says, after work, I observed a strange light in the sky flashing and moving. It reminded me of a light that I saw in 2005, in which it turned out to be a large triangle-shaped craft that flew directly over my car. These lights that I witnessed in 2015 were moving the same, and it did not appear to be anything man-made. Did not appear to be a satellite or a star or anything that she could see. And she said the one that she saw last night was, I guess, identical. And she did post a video that's about 6 minutes long of it. So you guys can go on and check that out as well. I'm just waiting for, obviously, Nightcap to update their site as well. So
interesting.
Once I get that up and running, I'll have those for you guys as well. So.
And you said you have one more?
No, that was it right there. That was the one more I had.
Okay, well, what do you think about the report I had from a trucker who went in, had his dinner, filled up his big rig in Eugene, Oregon at a truck stop. And then as he was leaving the truck stop, he saw, like, he thought it was a guy dressed up in like a Halloween costume or something, you know, and he noticed the guy had to be like 6.5 to 7 feet tall. And he said it was uglier than, you know, the Jeeper Creepers guy. And then he thought, hey, well, whatever this guy is doing is what he's doing. Then all of a sudden the guys start levitating. That cold medicine is starting to kick in.
Levitating.
Yeah,
Good
levitating
Lord.
off the, well, you got the Vic says it's non-drowsy. I tell you what, after taking that Dayquil, I feel like I'm, woo. Anyway, the guy's off the ground. You know, imagine a foot or two off the ground, and then the wings come out. And then they slowly flap, and the creature, just kind of like flies off.
Jeez. Maybe he was on Dayquil. I'm just kidding.
Well, he might have been. You never know.
Sounds like...
But there's a lot of reports of, you know, Mothman lately, and not just, you know, in the Midwest or in the East Coast. They seem to be all over now.
Yeah, there's tons, especially, Law and Sight's been pretty busy. Fams and Monsters, they've been getting tons of posts in there recently about humanoid sightings, which I just find fascinating. So, matter of fact, I got one from out here that someone sent me about 2 weeks ago. So,
well, let's hear about it.
But she lives about 30 miles from me here, north of me, and she said they were outside in their cornfield there, the one night getting ready to have a bonfire, and it was her and her sister, and everyone else was showing up after they got out of work, I guess, and they saw something moving back and forth because her husband had set up these lights before he had left, and you know, as it got dark, she plugged them in. And whatever it was, they said its head was sticking out over the corn stalks. And whenever it got close, she said it had such a broad chest. She said it couldn't have been a regular person. She said it was too broad of a person. And she said when it turned around, it had long hair. It didn't have any wings or anything, but she said it basically looked like a Bigfoot type humanoid. But she said it was huge, and she said soon as they were caught looking at it, she said it just zoomed. It went away so fast that they couldn't believe that someone could actually move that fast.
Interesting.
So,
now,
I find that pretty odd.
What state was this?
It's Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Well, you know, it's funny since we kind of, you know, been working it, and we're going to James, let you know, too, we're going to revamp. If everything goes right, we're even going to revamp the website where it does a lot of different things compared to what it is now. But, you know, we've been experimenting because a lot of our listeners are truckers. So, you know, we've been doing a little trucker information at the beginning of the show on the news and stuff like that. And I put something up on the website. I now have been getting a lot of truckers responding and sending me emails more than ever. Like the guy about, you know, claiming he saw a Mothman in Eugene. I found that so interesting. But, you know, when you think about it, these guys are out 24/7.
Yeah, they're the backbone of our industries.
Yeah. And, you know, of anybody, if they're going to see something creepy out there, they're going to see it more than you or me or James would ever see it.
Yeah, definitely.
But I don't know. See, that's why I can't wait till Rob comes on here because, you know, it's always been, well, Mothman was supposedly made up and not real. But for something that's not real, we're sure hearing a lot about it.
Yeah. Yeah, you could have over 100 sightings of this Mothman. You know, 99 could be fake. All it takes is that one real one. I mean, that's it. You know, and like you said, these truckers are out at all times. You know, they got a lot of time on their hands. You know, when they're driving. So, yeah, they're definitely their testimony is definitely a lot more credible to me than someone else. To be honest.
Well, I don't know. I still remember that one trucker. And this is going back probably almost a year ago. was in his truck on a long haul late at night. He looks out his cab